It's your boy BT. We are live here on YouTube. Listen, excuse my French, but what the fuck is up, YouTube? What's going on, man? I'm hyped. I'm hyped because I haven't really been live like this in quite some time. Uh, Nobody's in here right now, but when someone does get in here, let me know. Like, just let me know when. Let me know how the quality of my video is, because I'm not really sure how this looks, and I'm a bit iffy about my data. But yeah, man. I'm just here patrolling the streets of Dania, just enjoying my Tuesday. So happy August 20th to all the fine folks out there. But we're gonna let the people get in here while we wait. Let's see. Let's take a walk. Let's walk. Make sure I'm public. I think I'm public. Let me see. Nosy Rosie, what's up, champ? How you doing? Good to see you. We here, we live. Make sure you smash that like button. I'm over here walking I'm over here walking the streets of Dania, my hometown. I haven't been here in quite some time, because we don't live in Dania no more, but we're just here at the library putting in some work, and now we're just going live because we haven't gone live in quite some time. But we got a good little fight week coming up. We got Sergey Kovalev taking on Anthony Yarde. Should be a fun one. I'm looking very forward to it. She said, "Go Boxing World." Yeah, go Boxing World indeed. Go Boxing World. Now, I don't know who's gonna come in here. I don't know when anybody's coming in here, but you can ask me whatever you want, Nosy Rosie. We're basically like FaceTiming right now because ain't nobody here but me and you, so it is what it is. But yeah. Oh, we got two people in here now. There you go. So smash that like button. We got Kovalev Yarde this week. Should be a good fight. I'm looking pretty excited. I'm pretty excited about it. Part 4 says, "Where's Dillian Whyte's B sample?" I don't know, champ. We're waiting on that. Hopefully happens soon. Hopefully happens soon, man. That whole situation with Dillian Whyte is just so weird. Hopefully they sort that out soon. Ask me whatever you guys want. I don't care right now. I'm relaxing. I'm kind of just saying what's up. Hopefully we get some more people in this live. I'm not really like expecting a whole lot because it's kind of a spontaneous live. But I figured, you know what? I should go live because I haven't done it in quite some time. So that's what we're doing. But yeah, he said. I'm not too far away from my amateur gym where I started boxing, so I might go stop by there, go say hi to my old trainers. Haven't seen them in a couple of years, so we might go do that here in a second. And I might get off this thing. But I just figured I'd see what's up. What up? I miss you. Yeah, just thank you, Nosy Rosie. Yeah, just going through a bit of a situation right now, so that's why my videos are kind of slowed up, and this whole year has been kind of crazy. Like, I won't get too personal, but the whole year has been kind of crazy, and it's kind of hard for me to go live. Like, I'm accustomed to like when I was staying at my old apartment, I had a good rhythm going of going live every other day, but I don't live there no more, and where I stay now, the internet's pretty horrible, so I can't just go live, because if I go live where I'm at now, it's not gonna work. It's not gonna fly. So just trying to get some stuff sorted out behind the scenes in life, and just keep my head afloat, keep my head afloat and just enjoy this precious thing we call life. But yeah, hopefully, that's why from week to week I can never really give you guys a for sure yes or for sure no. That's why I hate saying, yeah, I'll be live for this fight, or I won't be live for this fight, because sometimes I say yes and then I can't go live because just I don't have the what's the word I'm looking for? I don't have the setup to do it at this present moment. There are no excuses for how long this has taken. Something is fishy. Yeah, I think they probably set him up, honestly. I think they either set him up or, I don't know. Honestly, I haven't even paid it enough mind to have an honest opinion on it. If you want the honest, cold hard truth, I haven't really paid it enough attention to have that kind of opinion. So I know a lot of people are speculating that So something is fishy. I gotta do a video on it soon anyway. So when I have time later on, because I've really been out of sync with a lot of things going on in boxing as of late, because I've just been focusing on other things in life. I mean, I still keep up with the news and whatnot, but I haven't been as in tune as I'm accustomed to. That's why you guys haven't been seeing as many videos, because even for things that I know that are going on, I haven't had time to make videos. So I'll definitely be making a lot more videos. Like I know I got a video dropping tonight, and I just dropped 2 this morning. So expect that to come out when it does. Yeah, go ahead, Nosy Rosie. I'll get it. I already have water, but I appreciate it if you send it anyway. I'll appreciate it. AJ's fanboys didn't like your most recent video, BT. Nah, man. Listen, I'm not a fanboy of any of these fighters. I mean, I have fighters that I'm a fan of, but I'm not a fanboy, even though I am wearing a Tyson Fury shirt. Shout out to the fine folks at Fighting Mad. Big shout out to Rich. I'm ordering some new shirts soon, so I gotta shoot some new commercials. I gotta shoot some new TSS commercials for Fighting Mad, but yeah, it should be. I mean, people are not gonna like it doesn't matter what I say. I could say positive things about Joshua, and I'm a Joshua fanboy. If I say negative things about Joshua, I'm a Joshua hater. So you can't win for trying. I learned that a long time ago on YouTube. And I'm not gonna try to really please anybody. Like, look, when it comes to Joshua, well, cause I dropped 2 videos in regards to Joshua this morning. The first one was about how I feel like Deontay Wilder's kind of been vindicated of ducking Joshua because of how they are deciding to kind of lowball Andy Ruiz. And my thing is this: I understand that Andy Ruiz signed a legally binding contract, so you can't just sideswipe that and go around it. But at the same time, he does have the belts, so you can't. For people on that video who were commenting saying, "Oh, well, you can't dictate anything because you signed something," bullshit. You can dictate. You can dictate because you can absolutely dictate, because that's what belts are for in boxing. Every promoter you talk to in boxing will tell you. If you ask them, what's the purpose of all these belts in boxing? And they say, well, the belts, they make you world champion, yes, but they give you more negotiating power. So belts are a form of negotiating leverage. And it doesn't matter if Anthony Joshua brings him more money. Joshua has the belts, therefore he can negotiate. If he doesn't like the $9 million or whatever it was they were offering him, he can negotiate a fair price that he's more pleased with for himself as a fighter. Okay, so don't sit here and tell me, for the people on those videos saying, don't sit here and tell me, oh, Andy Ruiz, he can't dictate this because he signed that. No, bullshit. But yeah, they didn't like the video. It is what it is. I'm not saying that I agree with Wilder ducking him, but I'm saying Wilder could definitely feel vindicated about ducking him because of how they're shipping Ruiz, and now the fight's in Saudi Arabia, of all places, which is corny. And then, as the second video, I dropped a second one where it was basically about how Eddie Hearn has sold out Anthony Joshua for some Arab money. Yeah, he sold Anthony Joshua out for Arab money, and there's no 2 ways about it. So, I'm not really too high on Hearn and what he's doing right now. And if he was here right in front of me, I'll tell him that to his face. So that's just what it is. But yeah, what's good with you, Bum City? How you doing, champ? Like, I miss being live with you guys. Like right now, we're here in my hometown. We're in Dania Beach. We're actually right here on Dania Beach Boulevard. I'm about to walk right on Dania Beach Boulevard. But yeah, drop your comments. I know, like, there's a lot to talk about. There's a lot to dissect. There will be a video coming out later tonight. I made a video this morning just talking about the whole Billy Joe Saunders signing a Matchroom thing. I know that happened a week ago, but I didn't make a video about it, so I wanted to talk about it. I think it's good for Billy Joe, because Billy Joe Saunders gets a chance to, hopefully, if Eddie Hearn does right by him, get some of those big fights at middleweight that his career really needs. And I rate Billy Joe. I think he's a heck of a fighter. Technically, he's one of the best fighters out there, and as far as at middleweight. And I like to see him get the crack at the big fights, you know, with the Canelos and the Triple G's and BOWE Andrade and Caleb Smith and guys like that. So hopefully, you know, hopefully he gets that chance, he gets that shot, because he deserves it. It's crazy how delusional Eddie Hearn is. The dude is nuts. All money ain't good money. I agree with you, man. Like, listen, I remember there was a time on YouTube where I used to talk about Eddie Hearn, and I still like Eddie Hearn, but I don't really like have the same level of admiration that I once had for him. In dealing with him or not dealing with him personally, you know, I just don't like how he treats people. I don't like how he lied to the British boxing public. I don't like how he basically sold Anthony Joshua out to Saudi Arabia for some money. I don't like how he's trying to dictate to Andy Ruiz about what he should do with his career when he earned the right. If he wants to negotiate a higher price for himself of not beyond the $9 million that they were offering, then he's earned that right. You see what I'm saying? He doesn't gotta just concede because Anthony Joshua sells his tickets. No, fuck Hearn. Honestly, fuck Eddie Hearn. Like, and that's disrespectful. But straight up, we gotta get disrespectful, because that offer is disrespectful. Like, he's not in there. He's not gonna go in there and throw any punches. He's gonna. I mean, whether Joshua wins that fight or Ruiz wins that fight, Eddie Hearn gets to go home to his little nice mansion in Essex and put the silver spoon in his mouth and chill. That's what he gets to do. Okay. But meanwhile, these guys are putting their lives on the line. And if a guy who has sacrificed a lot in his career, in Andy Ruiz, and yes, I know you gave him the opportunity, but guess what? He took advantage of the opportunity. You picked him because you thought Joshua was going to run right through him, and you found out he wasn't sweet, and now you want to dictate to him. So I ain't having it. I ain't having it. Straight up, I am not having it. And I know on this channel a lot of times in the past I've been criticized by people who are Wilder fans or LDBC members. They say, oh well, True School, you're biased. You're a Joshua fanboy. You're a Hearn fanboy. No, I call things the way I see them, and the way I see it is, you know, they underestimated Ruiz. Everybody, Matchroom underestimated Ruiz. Joshua underestimated Ruiz. Everybody in the whole Matchroom camp, Joshua's camp, they all underestimated Andy Ruiz, and now they gotta pay royally for it. So look, do I agree with Andy Ruiz Jr.'s ridiculous demands of $50 million if he wanted to go to the UK? No, I think that's crazy. But if they can meet someone in the middle, if Ruiz says I want $15 million, or if I want $20 million, if I want $25 million, then guess what? It's well within his rights. It is well within his rights to negotiate that, because boxing, much like in life, you don't get what you ask for, you get what you negotiate. You get what you negotiate. So I'm not really I don't really like what Hearn's doing right now, to be honest with you. Straight up. Are you covering the Kovalev fight? If he gets stretched by Yard, what's Golden Boy Promotions gonna do? Yeah, well, I don't know if I'll be live for the fight as it's happening. So if I'm not live for it as it's happening, I'll definitely try to be live for it after the fight. But yeah, if Kovalev gets stretched by Yard, which I don't know, man, Yard's a bit too stiff. So I think, and he's stiff and inexperienced. And I really like what Buddy McGregor is doing with Kovalev, and I just think the experience will be too much for Yard. So I am picking Kovalev to win this fight, but you never know. Yard is very athletic, very strong, punches really good to the body. We know Kovalev in the past has had problems with good inside work, or, you know, don't want to get into the Andre Ward thing, but, you know, he struggled in the past with that. So that's what it is. But as far as what they're gonna do, I mean, honestly, I really don't like Golden Boy Promotions. They don't really do a good job by most of their fighters as a whole. I mean, the only fighters right now that they're promoting really good are, like, you know, I mean, we can't even say Canelo anymore because he's having you can't really say Canelo because Canelo is angry with him. You can't say Ryan Garcia because he's angry with them too. They're having all those problems with those guys. I mean, I don't know, man. I think Golden Boy, I don't want to say they're on the way out because that would be stupid. You know, they're always going to be in the fold because of, you know, they have a good amount of Mexican fighters. So they'll always have a portion of boxing in their stable. But, you know, as far as I'm concerned, I don't want to say they're obsolete, but they're very low on the totem pole of the top boxing promotional companies right now as it stands. Just being honest. You know, I would say right now, and we call a spade a spade, I would say probably, I mean, you gotta give PBC a lot of credit, man. Like, they're putting on great fights, doing great events here in the States. So I would say right now, PBC is probably number 1. Barely though. Top rank is 2. 3rd would be Matchroom. And then 4th would probably like Golden Boy, in that order. In that exact order, that's where we're at right now. That's how, in my humble opinion, that's pecking order. PBC 1, Top Rank 2, Matchroom 3. So we'll go with that. Fanboys are the majority now when it comes to social media. Personally, I love to see AJ, Fury, and Wilder lose all their next fights. Hashtag for the real fans. Let's go, champ. You know what? Honestly, at this point, I would agree with you. I'm sick of these dudes milking fights. I'm sick of, okay, so Anthony Joshua is fighting Andy Ruiz Jr., which is a great fight, but they've screwed the fans out of that one by not putting it in any of the bigger boxing markets like the UK or America, or, you know, just being sensible. They didn't do that. They, you know, only Eddie Hearn could botch that one. Only Eddie Hearn could botch that one. So, you know, straight up, like, not really too thrilled about what they did there with that. Then you got Tyson Fury fighting Otto, not Otto from Rocket Power, but Otto Wallen. He's fighting Otto Wallen, and I'm not really too thrilled about that. And I know, judging by my comments and comments on anybody else's Instagram posts and YouTube videos, man, the boxing fans at large are not happy with that fight, and they shouldn't be, because it's a farce. So there's that, and then you have Wilder fighting Ortiz. You know, and that's going to be basically Ortiz's retirement check. He's going to put him in a casket. He's stopping his ass in 4 rounds or less. So I'm not really too excited about the heavyweight division, you know, right now. If anything, I'll be honest with you, I'm more excited about the prospects in the heavyweight division than anything. I'm more excited about like Daniel Dubois, Philip Hrgovic, those guys, because I think those guys are the future of the division. Speaking of Hrgovic is fighting this weekend on the Gaio Estrada undercard on DAZN, so watch out for that. If you plan on watching that Gaio Estrada Dwayne Beeman fight this Saturday, that Hrgovic will be on the undercard of that. Let's see. Feminine Angry Dwarf says, you do an awful lot of walking. Yes, unfortunately I do that. That's why I run through shoes like crazy. I just bought a new pair of shoes recently. I gotta buy another pair probably tomorrow. But yeah, I do a lot of walking. How do you think we stay so in shape, champ? So skinny and so in shape. Drink a lot of water. We do a lot of walking. You know, the south load of humidity will just beat down on you and beat down on you. But, you know, I'm mentally strong, physically fit, so we get it done. But I'm actually gonna go sit down somewhere because I'm sick of walking. We're gonna go sit down somewhere. So, let's see. Lazy, what is it? Lazy Eye Amigo. He says, Errol Spence Jr. versus Bud will be the biggest milk job in boxing. I mean, they're milking the hell out of that fight. You know, when you hear how Errol Spence is talking about it, I was watching an interview just yesterday on Fight Hub TV. Shout out to Marcos Villegas. I was watching an interview on Fight Hub, and he was talking about how he's got to clean up his side of the street, and he's got to beat Porter. Like, he absolutely has to beat Porter and Pacquiao before he considers Crawford. It's such a crazy concept that he could fight Crawford before he fights those guys. No, he has to fight the PBC guys first. He has. I mean, it's just corny. I can understand Pacquiao because, look, Pacquiao is a big name. Porter could have waited, but I mean, they're doing it now, so I'm not really complaining about it. You know, better to do it now than later. So let's say he goes in there and he knocks his unification out against Porter. Then he's unified champ. Then he has to fight Pacquiao, and then crazy thing is, like, people are talking about him fighting Crawford after he beats Pacquiao, and Pacquiao's not even a guaranteed thing. Like that's not even gonna be guaranteed. So, you know, I was talking to someone last night. I went to a boxing gym last night. here in South Florida. I wanted to stay ready athletics. Big shout out to Kevin Gleason and the fine folks over there in Sunrise. But I was over there last night. I was talking to a fighter. We were talking about Pacquiao versus Errol Spence, and I was telling him I think Errol Spence is too slow-footed for Pacquiao. I think Pacquiao, even now at 40 years old, he's still good enough, capable enough, and he gets enough respect from with that left hand to keep guys on the back foot. And I feel like against Spence, it could be like a repeat of Margarito. I think it has that kind of potential. I mean, I'm not saying he's gonna beat the hell out of him like Margarito, but it's like, Margarito in the sense of like he was too quick laterally for Margarito, and I think he'll probably be too quick laterally for Errol Spence. And it's gonna take a really, really great performance from Errol Spence to beat and break down a guy like Pacquiao. So that's just my opinion. But hold on, let me sit down. I'm gonna sit down, guys. I'm gonna sit down because I'm starting to huff and puff like Anthony Joshua when he fought Ruiz, the first fight. I'm starting to huff and puff like AJ. Hold on. Let me go sit in these bleachers in the baseball field. Hold on. All right. Take my backpack off too, because I'm carrying weight on my shoulders. How do you think these shoulders stay so broad? Let me see what my batteries look like on my phone before we can start firing away. Okay, so I'm at 73% right now. All right. All right, so let's get some questions. All right. So my man Neil Wood Ness, shout out to Neil Wood Ness. He says, what's Luke Campbell's changes against Lomachenko? So I think he's asking what kind of adjustments does Luke Campbell need to make against Lomachenko. That fight is interesting to me because with Luke Campbell, he's one of those fighters, man, where he's so long and he's rangy and he's obviously got good boxing intelligence, because you don't win a gold medal in the Olympics having subpar boxing intelligence. So with that being said, I think his best strategy against Lomachenko, my humble opinion, his best strategy is he's got very fast hands, Luke Campbell. So I think it would make the most sense to actually try to punch with Lomachenko, match the speed of Lomachenko, but he's gonna have to be smart enough to know how to counter punch within those exchanges. So what you want to do with Lomachenko in that scenario is you want to counter punch within the exchanges. You match him speed for speed if you can, but you look for counter punching opportunities. Outside of that, I don't really see him being Lomachenko. I know a lot of people are gonna say, well, he should sit back and use his range and just jab Lomachenko. That's what everybody's gonna say. But people who say that don't really know how Luke Campbell fights. His best chance to beat Lomachenko is to punch with him and look for counter-punching opportunities, because the reason I'm saying that is because if you're punching with Lomachenko, let's say you're throwing 2-3 punches and he's throwing 2-3 punches in exchange, then that's where the range and the reach could actually be to his benefit. You see what I'm saying? So, but really, I don't think he has a chance to beat Vasily Lomachenko. I think he's just doesn't have it in him. I don't think he has it in him to beat Lomachenko, to be honest. But I sincerely, honestly, I'll be honest with you. As someone who's getting really sick of Lomachenko fans, I really hope he knocks him out. I hope he knocks him out. That way I can say that the same dumb crap you guys are telling me when Teofimo Lopez won his last fight 8-4 and looked ordinary for the first time in his career. Then I can say, oh, well, he lost to Luke Campbell. You thought he could beat Teofimo? I'll flip it on you guys. So it'd be fun to flip it on the Lomachenko fans if he did lose Luke Campbell, but I don't see it happening. Do you think Terrence, or no, let me get to Bum City's comment first. Dubois became my favorite prospect after his demolition job of Nathan Gorman. I think Hrgovic is much closer to world level at present, though. Yeah, he absolutely just massacred Gorman, and that was supposed to be a somewhat even fight because Gorman was getting a lot of hype. He was a fellow undefeated prospect. I think when it comes to Dubois, he can go as far as he wants to go. You know, it's cliche they say, but you know, the sky's the limit. You know, sky's the limit for Dubois. My dad rates him highly. Me and my dad actually have this bet going on where I bet on $20 that Hrgovic would become world champion before Dubois. So fingers crossed on that one. Hopefully it happens. Feminine Angidorf says, do you think Terrence Bud Crawford is getting tempted to go over to the dark side at PBC? Yeah, I mean, I don't see how he wouldn't, because, you know, Terrence is older than Errol Spence Jr. He knows that time is ticking to get this fight done, and so I don't see how he couldn't be. How could he not be tempted to go over to PBC. You know, there's no way he couldn't, because that's where all the fights are, really. You know, the Pacquiao fight, the Porter fights, the Garcia fights. You know, all the fights that he yearns for are on that side of the street, and it's corny to hear all this other side of the street talk, but it is what it is. And you know, like Top Rank just signed my friend Amir Young Master Imam, and he's gonna look to make a little run at 147, and I think that could be a good fight if Amir gets his confidence back and wins a couple fights. But I mean, it pales in comparison to what's over on the other side of the street. So yes, to answer your question, there's no way in hell he can't be tempted, and that can't be in the back of his mind. Even if he doesn't say it, and he displays loyalty to Bob Arum in the public eye, there's no way that that's not in the back of his mind. So yeah. Nosy Rosie, thank you for the $5 super chat. She said, hey, get yourself whatever you like to keep cool. Definitely, I'll do that after this, because there's a 7-Eleven right up the street from here. Luke Campbell needs some stealth PEDs and a crash course on the Matrix, then maybe he has a chance. Yeah, Luke Campbell has absolutely no chance in hell. Eddie Hearn is not going to is gonna have another fight or lose again this year. You know, again, he'll have another fight or lose. So that's just what it is. LR Chigga, what's up, champ? How you doing over there in the Netherlands? I think, right? The Netherlands, that's what you're at? That's where you're at. How you doing, man? Nosy Rosie says, that part of Florida you're in looks beautiful. Yes, this is my hometown. This is Dania. Right now, I'll tell you exactly where we're at. Right now, we're at Frost Park. So there's this park where I grew up called Frost Park. And in fact, you know what's funny? This park that I'm sitting in right now, this is probably where the dream of true school sports actually began, because it was at this park where I learned how to play baseball, football. I played hockey, basketball. So look, I had a baseball field, got palm trees and stuff. That's where we're at. I used to play baseball right here. I used to send that right over there when I was younger. So big shout out to Frost Park. You know, if you're from Dania Beach, you know about Frost Park, but that's where we're at right now. Come collect your Teofimo if he ducks Comey. I don't think he's gonna duck Comey. I think that girl just got his mind all messed up. But yeah, man, that's not looking so good for my boy Teofimo. That's not looking so good. You know, he seems to be losing the plot because of the fact that, you know, just he's having all kinds of family problems. So hopefully he gets himself situated and you know, just good. Lomachenko's footwork and timing is just too good. I don't see Loma losing the rest of his career. I wouldn't go that far. He's not unbeatable. But I mean, yeah, to beat Lomachenko though, it's gonna take a very special fighter, and to turn in a very special performance. So I'm not mad at you for saying that, but I don't think he's unbeatable. Virgil Ortiz versus Terrence Bud Crawford. Now now we're talking. That'd be a great fight. If we can't get that, you know, Spence versus Crawford fight, and Virgil Ortiz keeps stepping up the competition and he keeps knocking these dudes and folding them up like a steel chair, then I am not at all against Virgil Ortiz against Terrence Crawford. Absolutely not. That'd be a great fight. Obviously Virgil still has to. I think he's probably still three to four fights away from a fighter of Terrence Crawford's caliber. But yeah, why not? Why not? I'm all for it. Hopefully he fights Errol Spence, because I haven't had a chance to watch his fight recently. I have to go watch his fight against Orozco, but I heard it he was sensational in that fight. I'm gonna watch it probably tonight or tomorrow and do a video on it, because I like Virgil Ortiz and I want to start covering him more, because he's a fantastic fighter. He did say in his post-fight interviews, because I watched one of them, he said that he'd love to fight Terrence Crawford Errol Spence Jr. at 154, because they're both from Dallas. That'd be a good little Dallas super fight, so why not? Have you watched the Family Feud episode with famous boxers Khan, Ward? No, I haven't seen it, but I know about it, but I haven't seen it. So yeah, maybe that's one of the things I need to put on my watch list for YouTube. So yeah, thank you for letting me know. I'll definitely check that out. How will Anthony Yarde end up on the canvas? Anthony Yarde will end up on the canvas when Kovalev feints a jab and then lands a straight right hand. That's how I think he's gonna probably land on the canvas. But speaking of Kovalev, I've been watching his training videos, because Buddy McGirt, I really feel like is the first trainer in his career that's truly gotten a hold of Sergey Kovalev. And it's funny because I learned some things about John David Jackson as a trainer behind the scenes. I'm not going to tell you who told me this, but somebody, a very reliable source here in South Florida who used to work in the Kovalev camp told me recently that John David Jackson, like, I don't know if you guys remember when Kovalev was talking about how he used to have to train himself and how John David Jackson didn't really show him anything. Now, I used to think Kovalev was being a dickhead and that he was just saying those things to be mean and rude and he was just an angry Russian guy. But honestly, he was telling the truth because it was confirmed to me by a very reliable source that that John David Jackson doesn't even study the opponents that Kovalev would fight. So literally, someone was a very reliable source told me recently that John David Jackson told him one time Kovalev was going to fight somebody, and John David Jackson asked him, like literally, right as about to enter the ring, you know, he asked for a scouting report on the opponent. And that's not good if you're a trainer. You should be knowing your fighter's opponent's weaknesses so that you can tailor a game plan for your fighter to beat said opponent. But so I feel like Buddy McGirt is truly the first trainer that Kovalev has had. He's truly the first trainer that has gotten a hold of Kovalev, and because of that, I've been watching training footage of Kovalev, and I see Kovalev basically now. You see him throwing a left hook. You see him learning how to step off his jab, double jabbing, all kinds of stuff, and I think Buddy McGirt and Kovalev are gonna have a good little run together at light heavyweight. That's just my honest feeling, because it just feels like it's the right partnership. You know, it just feels right. But then again, who knows? Who knows, man? Sometimes a lot of things feel right in life and they don't work out. But let's see. Next question. How do you feel about Mike Garcia possibly signing with Matchroom USA? I mean, I'll be honest with you, I don't really rate Mikey Garcia. I think he's very overrated, but for his sake, you know, he's very much about money and big fights and being in the big fights. So depending on where he wants to campaign at, you know, it could be good for him. But I don't really feel any sort of way about it right now. I was reading about it this morning, so I haven't really had time to process it. But off rip, my thing isn't who he signs with. Is the thing I'm more worried about when it comes to Mikey Garcia is, you know, what weight class is he gonna fight in? Because we don't even know what the hell he is. One minute he's a lightweight, the next minute he has a fight he cherry picks a fight at 140 against the weakest champion. Then he goes 147 for a payday. So what is Mikey Garcia at this point? Before I can give you my reaction on that, I have to first find out what the hell is he? Is he a welterweight? Is he a 140 pounder? Is he a lightweight? We don't know. So that's just what it is. LaRon9817 says, "Yo, what it is, my guy? I appreciate your boxing knowledge. One question: why are people saying that Crawford is a cherry picker?" Well, first of all, LaRon, let me say I appreciate being appreciated. Thank you for tuning into the live. It was a bit of spontaneous. I decided to go live, so I'm happy that I got 11 people in here. But to answer your question, as far as Crawford, I think people just look at, you know, the PBC stable of welterweights, and because Crawford can't fight them, then they say, well, look who he's fought. Now, you can't really call him a cherry picker because he just hasn't been afforded a lot of the big fights in his career. And you can't say that either because he was world champion 135. He fought Victor Postol, who was the other best guy in the division at the time he fought him. He unified titles there. He went undisputed. Unfortunately for him at 140, the guys that were at the top just weren't very good at the time he went. Now had his body been able to make the weight a little bit longer, then he would have been able to stay at 40 and fight the likes of these guys that we hype up now, like Prograis and Josh Taylor and Jose Ramirez, and what that would have been amazing. Could you imagine Terrence Crawford and all these other fantastic 140-pound fighters duking it out, you know? But his body just couldn't physically make that weight anymore, so he had to leave that weight. He had already conquered it, and now it was time for him to go to 147. And as you can see now, him at 147, he's a lot stronger, he's a lot more sturdier, he's a lot better at the weight because he doesn't have to kill himself to make the weight. Top Rank has to get real creative with fighting Crawford opponents. That's why I think they signed Amir Young Master Imam. I think they'll probably try to get Amir Imam 2 to 3 wins and then try to feed him to Crawford. Now, I will say this. I said this in my video about Imam. With Imam, you can't underestimate him. If he puts it together, I think he's always had the style to beat Crawford. I don't think he will now, because I think mentally he's not in that right place. But who knows, man? Boxing's a funny sport, so we'll see what happens with Amir Imam. But should be fun to see how that develops. But yeah, he's not a cherry picker. That he is not. You don't go undisputed and you don't become a 3-weight world champion being a cherry picker, unless you're Adrian Broner. Poot Asos 916 says, I used to kick it in Sunrise, Davie, Cooper City, Pembroke Pines. Shout out to Broward. You damn right. Shout out to Broward County. And shout out to all those cities you named. I'm very familiar with all those cities. I played baseball as a kid in Pembroke Pines. I was in Sunrise yesterday at a boxing gym. I go to Davie frequently to go visit my friends and then, you know, all kinds of people. So yeah, shouts out to the whole South Florida, but especially those cities. And obviously, shouts out to the greatest city in the world. We're here right now, Dania Beach. Orozco tested him. He is not ready for the champions. I'm concerned about Buddy, though, after the Daddy Ashaf fight. Talking about Matias, Subriel Matias. Yeah, but Orozco, I heard Orozco was giving him some really good rounds. So I'm definitely going to go watch that Virgil Ortiz fight probably tonight, do video. Maybe a silly question, but should we expect a live fight reaction for Kovalev versus Yard? No, it's not. That's actually not a silly question these days, because right now with my current situation in life, I can't really give you guys definitive yeses or nos to whether I'll be live from one week to the next, because it's just I'm going through a lot of stuff right now in my own life. It's not bad stuff, but you know, right now I just can't. So hopefully, I'm gonna say hopefully we can, but I'm not really expecting to be right now, but that could change between now and Saturday. So I'm not gonna say yes and I'm not gonna say no, because I don't want to disappoint you guys, and nor do I want to get your hopes up if I can't. But hopefully I can, because it's a fight that I'm really looking forward to. My man Jorge Fortes says he's got Anthony Yard winning all day. We'll see, champ. He's got the style to beat Kovalev. Kovalev's also old, so we know when you get that old in boxing, you can fall off a cliff at any moment. JDJ is a snake. Apparently he gave Yard's camp advice to beat Kovalev as well. I mean, I've heard a lot of things about JDJ, because again, I have a friend who used to work with John and David Jackson and Kovalev, who because they used to train down here in South Florida. So, you know, I've heard things. No, Dominic Brazil has not come out of hiding, unfortunately. I haven't seen anything about Dominic Brazil since he got knocked out by Wilder. How big are Pedraza's balls to step in with Zapata for his first fight at one? He's fighting Zapata? Wait, LR, check, you breaking news to me. You breaking news to me. He's fighting the guy Zapata who fought Jose Ramirez and gave Jose Ramirez a tough fight. Is that what I read correctly? I mean, if that's what you're saying, then he's got some pretty damn big balls. Shout out to Jose Pedraza. Gotta put some respect on his name for that one. I have absolutely no idea what is going to happen, and that's why I'm so interested. I believe Yard is much better than his record suggests, but on the other hand, Kovalev is a colossal step up in class. And not even just that, more important than that, Kovalev, if you guys didn't watch the Elliot Alvarez rematch, and if you haven't been paying attention to Kovalev training videos, Buddy McGirt is refining his style. Like, he's doing things I've never seen him do in the gym. So, you know, he's not going to fight the Kovalev of old. He's not. But this is probably for me, this is the best fight of the month. The biggest fight of the month to me is Saturday. So I'm going to do my best to try to go live for with you guys. I have absolutely no idea what is going to happen, and that's why I'm so interested. I believe Yard is much better than his record suggests, but on the other hand, yeah, I read that already. You need to look at who is calling Crawford a cherry picker. You will find it is the same old PBC junkies who hate on anything outside of PBC, especially threats to their champions. Yeah, pretty much. That's how the game goes. Yard is favored over Kovalev. What do you think of Kovalev's chances? I'm picking Kovalev to win. I'm picking Kovalev to win and iron him out with a right hand. Yo, how come Cinnabon hasn't called out BOWE, Caleb Smith, and Charlo? I think he loses to them all. I wouldn't go that far. I think he would lose to, I mean, it's no secret. I think he'd lose to BOWE Andrade. I think he'd beat Charlo, and I think he would definitely stop Caleb Smith. But, yeah, your question is still valid. Why is he not calling these guys out? He's not calling them out because they're too risky for him. And he's got to keep I don't want to say that O because he lost, but he's got to keep that O since fighting Floyd, because he hasn't lost since he fought Floyd. He has to keep that intact. He has to keep his brand intact. Bum City says, all good, I'll be here if you decide to go live for it. Yeah, I'm gonna go live for it, man. I'll be positive. We'll find a way. We'll find a way. Yeah, the Zapata who beat Ramirez, in my opinion. Okay, he's fighting that Zapata. So yeah, we gotta give Jose Pedraza all the credit in the world. because that's a very ballsy thing to do. You know, Zapata is a hell of a fighter, and yeah, like you said, a lot of people thought that Ramirez got beat by him. So, you know, for your first fight at 140, and he's really asking for it. PBC is not boycotting the WBO. They are protecting another fighter just like they are Wilder. And that's my main man, Michael Ryan Pitts. Big shout out to Michael Ryan Pitts. He's been messaging me and checking up on me to see if I'm okay. He's a good friend. Shout out to Michael Ryan Pitts. Yeah, they're using it as a form of control to duck fight. So yeah, I would agree with you. Do you think Buddy McGirt's mind is okay after he had a fighter die in the ring recently? That's a great question. You know, there's no way of truly knowing that. But my opinion is on that is, I think Buddy McGirt's one of those people in boxing. He's just he's a consummate professional. So I feel like no matter what's going on in his personal life, you know, even though he is a human being, I feel like he's gonna find a way to be at his best for his fighter. You know, it happens. He was a fighter himself, so he fully understands the risks that every fighter takes when they step through those ropes. So I think it'll be on his mind. But when those lights come on and it's time to guide Kovalev to victory, I think it'll be fine. Really? It's on the Fury auto wall and undercard? Okay, should be fun. Hey, quick question. Do we have anybody? I know we only have 11 people in here. Do we have anybody in here from New York City? Are there any New York City people in here? Is New York in the building? Let me know if anybody from New York City's in here. Yeah, Zapata's gonna probably iron him out. I think Lomachenko will embarrass Twitter. He said Twitter Tank. Oh, he's asking, do you think Lomachenko will embarrass Twitter Tank if this fight ever happens? No, I don't. I think Tank Davis, as he gets older and matures, he's probably like one of the toughest matchups out there for Lomachenko because of the fact that, you know, Lomachenko's a guy, I don't know. You know, I don't know. I go back and forth. To me, that fight's like that's like a 60-40 fight in favor of Lomachenko. The reason I say 60-40 is because, you know, he's one of those guys that Tank has never learned how to fight outside the pocket, but he has that great equalizer, which is his power. And if Lomachenko stays there and even has one lull, or, you know, if Tank sets the right trap, he can get him out of there. He's got that kind of power. You know, they don't call him the mini Mike Tyson, the lightweight Mike Tyson for no reason. You know, so, and yeah, some people do call him that. I'm not making that up. So, I don't think he'll embarrass him. I think if they would have fought a year ago, yes, your assessment would have been valid. But as of right now, no. Because you gotta understand, Lomachenko's getting older too, and well, I don't know. There's a lot of factors. So I have to really think about that one more. But that's a fight I just want to see happen. I don't want to say who to win until the contract actually signed, because it's all just hearsay at this point. The man with no name, he says, former amateur boxer from Ocala here. Love your channel, BT. Hey, shout out to you, champ. Shout out to Ocala. I just met a couple of I met one fighter from Ocala on the last one of the last local fight cards I went to. So yeah, big shout out to Ocala. I know they got a lot of I know they got some decent gyms out there. I might actually me and my dad were actually talking about going out there to Ocala because there's somebody we know out there. So, you know, shout out to Ocala. And I'm glad. It feels good to be appreciated. You know, I haven't really been as consistent as I wanted to be over this last month on YouTube, but it just goes to show you, man, when you put the work in over years and years and years, you know, I'm just happy to have people that support the channel and enjoy good boxing talk. I'm near the original New York. Okay. Well, I'm talking about the the one that exists now, you know, the one with the Empire State Buildings and the pizzas and stuff. The reason I was asking if anybody is in New York is because at this exact time next Tuesday, I'll actually be in New York City. I'm gonna start a good run of traveling here over the next couple of months. I'll be in New York City next Tuesday. My good friend Paul, some of you may remember Paul if you've been watching my lives. He was my roommate, Paul Martinez. He's a rapper, an aspiring rapper, and a damn good one at that. So go follow him at Paul Wrights 23. He's actually going to be on the Sway in the Morning show, so I'll actually be at the Sway in the Morning show. Maybe I'll go live. I'll go live at the Sway in the Morning show. But yeah, he's going to be on the Sway in the Morning show August the 30th. So tune in to Sway in the Morning August the 30th, and I'll be over there. So yeah, if you're in New York City next week, I'll be there. So yeah. Let's see what else we got here. What's our battery looking like? Okay, 54%, so we're still doing good on battery. Do you think Burchell ducked Jamel Herring? I keep hearing that Jamel Herring was complaining about that recently. I mean, I haven't looked into it enough, so I can't really say. Does he have a fight schedule? I have to look for myself. I'll look for myself later. I'm not gonna say yes or no because I haven't looked into it for myself. Pedraza versus Zapata, 99% done for Fury, Wall, and undercard on the 14th. Hey, that's a great fight. Do you think Fury versus Wilder happens in 2020? Who wins? I don't see why it wouldn't happen in 2020. And when it does, I'm going with Tyson Fury by stoppage. I'm not even playing either. I think Tyson Fury is gonna really put it on Wilder in the rematch. Like, I'm talking really put it on. I mean, I think this is how I think it's gonna go. So I'm gonna give you guys how I think Wilder versus Fury 2 will play out. I think Tyson Fury is going to feel him out for the first round, and then sometime within the first 4 rounds he will attempt to walk him down. I think he really understands that he cannot get a fair shake in America, as he said on ESPN the other day, and he wants to try to put the exclamation point and stop him. Now he made an interesting point the other day on First Take. He said that when Emmanuel Stewart and a lot of trainers who hold mitts for Tyson Fury, he said when he hits the mitts, a lot of trainers will tell him that he's the hardest puncher they ever, that one of the hardest punches on the mitts that they've had. But he says that when he fights, he doesn't try to load up on his punches because his best fight is to, you know, throw real quick, short, snapping punches and move and slip out the way, because that's more suited to his style and it makes it harder for the opponents. And he was talking about how he doesn't load up on punches. And if you watch Fury fight, he's telling the truth. He doesn't load up on punches. And he's a big guy. He's got a lot of weight behind those punches. So I could see him definitely being a better puncher than we think. And speaking of Tyson Fury, I'm rocking a Tyson Fury t-shirt right now. Y'all thought I'm Tyson Fury all day. Rep Tyson Fury on the mean streets of Dania Beach. Shout out to Fighting Mad. Go to Fighting Mad. You know, you can go to Fighting Mad. The link to the website is in my about section on my page. So go over there and get yourself some dope boxing apparel from the Pound for Pound Kings of boxing apparel. Let's see. I used to train with Danny Santiago. I've heard that name before. Danny Santiago. Why does it not ring a bell? Inform me and give me some fun facts on Danny Santiago. Refresh my memory. In my opinion, Fury will stop. Emmett Oliver. Shout out to Emmett Oliver. I didn't even see that comment before you said it, but great minds think alike. I think he's gonna stop Wilder as well. He's stopping Wilder. He's gonna iron him out like a pair of blue Levi's jeans. Kovalev stops Yard, middle round. Yep. Honestly, if Yard gets beat the hell up this fight, I mean, they could be really ruining his career. Like he could be like the UK's version of like Jeff Lacey, even though he's not a world champion. He could kind of like Jeff Lacey, all hype and then gets destroyed. Navarte moving up for Gary Russell Jr. That'd be a great fight. I know he just won his fight too recently. I gotta check out his fight. Hopefully it happens, man. Gary Russell wants those big fights, and that'd be a big fight. So yeah, make it happen. Do you think Floyd is loosening the leash on Tank since he's letting him fight Farmer, or is this a one-time good fight and back to D and E fighters? I think they're just really taking the time with Tank because for them it's not about necessarily Tank fighting the best right now. It's about building his name up here in the States and getting him a good following. The Farmer thing, from my understanding, from what I was reading, the Farmer fight's not gonna happen because I was reading Farmer wants like $5 million. So if Farmer's pricing himself out, then F Farmer. I mean, honestly, that fight to me is the most overrated fight in boxing. Tevin Farmer is not on the same level of a Gervonta Tank Davis. He's gonna get stopped, starched, and ironed out when they fight. So he's first of all, he's like Apollo Spade said, he hits like a girl. He has got overrated defense. Any fighter with significant work rate gives him problems. I mean, if you saw when he fought Jonah Carroll has no pop, and thankfully he didn't have any pop, because if he had any pop, he would have got Tevin out of there. Burchelt versus Sosa is rumored, and then after that, Burchelt Valdez. So all good fights. I wouldn't mind them. Herring is fighting Lamont Roach, which I saw, and I posted about that recently in my Instagram stories. That's a good fight. I like Herring versus Lamont Roach. You know, I think like Lamont Roach has been one of those guys that they've been pushing on these undercards, and he's been getting like a minimal buzz in the States. You know, as his next good prospect. But you know, I'm not impressed. I think Herring should outpoint his ass. But Lamont Roach is a solid fighter, so we'll see what happens. Chavez Jr. came back from a year layoff this past weekend and got KO'd with a body shot in the first round. Do you think he should continue fighting? Only if his heart is in it. You know, if he can dedicate himself and bring himself to that point where he's going to train and become the best version of himself, then who am I to say he shouldn't fight anymore? But if he's just doing this for a check and this is a one-time thing, then he needs to go piss off. I wonder if Fury is facing bums because he doesn't want to fight anybody really good. It might scare Wilder off. They had to pretend he was only in it for a cash grab to get him the first one time. I'm sorry, they ain't bums, lesser fighters. Yeah, pretty much. Like, could you imagine if Fury fought, like, let's say Fury was fighting Dillian White and just shutting him out 12-0. You think Wilder would fight him? Hell no. What do you think of Khan saying Book should retire, saying Book is damaged goods? Khan was killed very badly by Canelo. Khan is avoiding that fight. Look, that's the only fight for either one of them that at this point makes any sort of sense. I mean, neither one of them is of any significance at the top levels of the weight classes. They need each other. Make the damn fight. Do you think Farmer is the weakest champ at 130? Let's see, 130. That's who's at 130? You got Tank. You got Burchelt there. Got Tank, Burchelt. Yeah, he's definitely the weakest champ. No doubt about it. No doubt about it. And I would say he's the easiest one to beat because technically he's already been beaten. You know, Kenichi Ogawa already beat him. Technically, but they took the fight from him. And then when he won his belt, he won it vacantly by beating Billy Dibb. So Tevin Farmer, you know, I respect his story, I respect his grind, but he's not someone that I'm too high on. In Golf 1980, he said, "What's up, BT? What's up, champ? How you living, bro? How you doing?" Andrew Cancio versus Tevin Farmer. I'm going Andrew Cancio to fold his ass up. Because you got to look at the Jonah Carroll fight. The Jonah Carroll fight will tell you everything about how that matchup will go. Hold on. The Jonah Carroll fight will tell you everything you need to know about Tevin Farmer versus Andrew Cancio. We saw Jonah Carroll press, cut the distance, throw a good volume of punches. Andrew Cancio not only throws a better volume of punches, but they're more precise, they're more crisp, they hurt you. We saw what he did to Machado, so yeah. Speaking of Jeff Lacey, you better FaceTime me when you interview. Oh man, Michael, you're dropping bombs on people that they don't know about. So you know what? Since you brought it up, we'll have to talk about it. So I'm gonna give you guys. For 11 of you that are in here, since you guys decided to take time out of your busy day to listen to my ass talk about boxing. All right, I'm gonna give you guys a sneak peek on some things that I've already got nailed down and scheduled for the UK. So. Some updates on my upcoming trip to the UK in December. And just shameless plug, I will be in the UK. I get there on December the 4th. So if you're in the UK, let me know. I'll be there on December 4th. But I've already gotten 4 interviews nailed for the UK. There's already 4 interviews that I've got scheduled for the UK. Would you guys like to hear about them? If you want to hear about the 4 interviews that I already got lined up for my UK trip, let me know in the comments. If anybody says yes, I'll let you know. How does GGG versus Derevyanchenko go? That'd be a good fight. Derevyanchenko's a fighter that likes to cut the distance and close the gap, and I feel like he's gonna play right into Triple G's hands. So I feel like Derevyanchenko probably win a couple of the early rounds, but as GGG kind of settles his way into the fight and gets his rhythm, you know, he should probably hit him on something and get him out of there. I'm gonna say someone on the 8th round. So yeah. All right, so a lot of you guys are saying that you want to hear about the 4 interviews that I got scheduled for my UK trip. So I'm gonna let you guys know right now who I got scheduled. So I've gotten 4 interviews so far for the UK, and they are as follows. The first interview that I got scheduled for the UK is Sky Sports commentator and boxing analyst Spencer Ferron. I don't know if you guys know Spencer Ferron. They call him the Knowledge. He's the black dude on Sky Sports. I reached out to him. I'll have an interview with him when I go to the UK. So we got Spencer Ferron coming on the channel. We got Dave Caldwell. You know, obviously most noted for being Tony Bellew's trainer, and now he's training Derek Chisora, and he trained a bunch of other fighters in the UK. So I'll be going to Dave Caldwell's gym to interview him. Tyann Booth, you know, we got Tyann Booth. I'll be interviewing Tyann Booth when I'm out there. I reached out to Tyann on Facebook for an interview, and he confirmed it to me that he'd be down for an interview. And then the biggest interview out of all of them, arguably, we don't know, because Tyann Booth's a pretty big deal, but the biggest interview out of all the interviews I have in the UK, I just confirmed it about a week and a half ago. I'll be interviewing the legend, the man himself, the Prince of Wales, the best super middleweight to ever put on a pair of boxing gloves. BT will be interviewing Joe Calzaghe. So Joe Calzaghe will be on the channel as well. So we got Spencer Ferron, Dave Caldwell, Tyann Booth, and Joe Calzaghe coming up on True School Sports when we go to the UK. And then I also have a tour. I'll be going to the Repton Boxing Club, which is the oldest gym in all of the UK as well. So already got things pretty much getting lined up, and as you know, probably this week I got to reach out to some more fighters and see what we can get. But yeah, so far Tyann Booth, Dave Caldwell, Spencer Ferron, and Joe Calzaghe. So there you go. No. Feminine Angry Dwarf. The Joe Calzaghe one is gonna happen because I actually direct messaged him on Instagram asking for the interview, and he confirmed it. I had the screenshots and everything. I'll probably post them up on YouTube soon so you can see for yourself. So he confirmed it. Dave Caldwell confirmed it. Tyann Booth confirmed it, and Spencer Ferron confirmed it. All these interviews are confirmed. I wouldn't tell you guys that they weren't confirmed. So hopefully they all happen. Then we'll be good. Who do you think? Hold on. A shout out from Albuquerque, New Mexico. We've had many great fighters: Danny Romero, Johnny Tapia, and Holly Holm. Yep, those are some great names. And you know, they got this one female amateur boxer from New Mexico. She's kind of cute. I might holler at her if I ever meet her. But yeah, shout out to Albuquerque, New Mexico, man. Johnny Tapia is a fantastic fighter when he fought. Who do you think Usyk will be fighting in October in Chicago? Opponent is to be announced. That is a fantastic question. Honestly, I think they'll probably just throw Takam back in there with him. You know, seems like the logical thing to do. I don't think Takam has fought since he initially scheduled to make his debut fight against Usyk. So I think Takam will probably just be the most logical, straightforward thing to do. Great lineup. Joe Calzaghe, the GOAT from the UK. You damn right, the best. Joe Calzaghe, I can't wait. Y'all don't understand. I know I'm an American, but Joe Calzaghe is one of my favorite fighters. Many of you guys don't know that. Joe Calzaghe is low-key one of my favorite fighters. When I was a boxer, when I was training regularly, that was a fighter that I studied because I'm a southpaw like him, and I took a lot of things that he did, and I would try to implement it into my style. So yeah, love Joe Calzaghe. So it's like one of my favorite interviews I'm probably ever gonna do. Kovalev called Yard a kitten on BT Sport. Yeah, Yard's a character. Joe Calzaghe is my favorite fighter. RIP to his father, Enzo Calzaghe. Yes, God bless Enzo Calzaghe. May God rest his soul. I love Joe Calzaghe myself. Yo, who's gonna train Amir Imam? That's like the $1 million question. Who's gonna train Amir Imam? I know it for one. It's not gonna be Stacey McKinley because they're not on good terms. He was suing Stacey McKinley as early as April this year, so that's not gonna happen. So I mean, I couldn't even give you a guess because I don't really talk to Amir like that. I mean, we're cool and stuff like that. I see it's all love, but I only talk to Amir, so I don't know. I wish Joe Calzaghe could have fought Andre Ward. Me too. And then he could have shut all the people up that say Andre Ward is the best super middleweight of all time. That really pisses me off when everybody says, "Oh, Andre Ward is the GOAT at 160." I'm like, no, he's not. Joe Calzaghe's the GOAT. Have you got a particular Everton home game? I hope. Yeah, I'm actually. I'm glad you said that. Tomorrow, I'm actually probably gonna buy my tickets because I'm planning on being. I actually have my because like the closer the UK trip gets, like the closer the trip gets, the more the details are getting ironed out for like what I'm gonna do when I'm there, how long I'll be there, and all that stuff. I'll probably be in the UK for about a month and a half, so I'm looking to come back probably like in the middle of January. So if I stay there for that amount of time, there's five matches at Goodison Park. Everton has 5 matches at Goodison Park. They play Chelsea on December 7th, Arsenal December 21st. They play I think Brighton. They play Burnley on December 26th on Boxing Day. They play Brighton January 11th, and then they play Newcastle on January 21st. I'm definitely gonna go to the Newcastle game because it's at night and it's cheap, and I want to go to a night game at Goodison Park. So that's probably the game I'm looking. That's the one game I'm going to, but I want to try to go to at least three matches if I can. So that's what we're shooting for. Nah, Takam signed with another promoter. Who he signed with? You think Kovalev is on the booze again? He got pulled over on the airplane for wrong behavior. Yeah, Kovalev can't seem to stay out of trouble. I mean, those Russians, they love their vodka, so can never rule it out. But I hope he's not, man, because I'd be ashamed to see him lose to Anthony Yard. What was the beat between Imam and McKinley? McKinley looked grimy like Don King. Well, look, I know Stacey McKinley very well. He's a great friend of mine, and he's a very straightforward person. He's not a grimy person at all. He's actually one of the best people you'll meet in all boxing. But their beef, from my understanding, from my interpretation, dang, got these like freaking insects flying on my nose. My understanding from what McKinley has told me is that, you know, Amir started to listen to people outside of camp, and he kind of just lost Amir's ear in the corner, and he stopped. You know, he would sometimes eat like fried chicken weeks before the fight and balloon up in weight, and he couldn't make the weight no more, and just all kinds of stuff. It's all kinds of stuff that was going on between them. You know, from not listening in camp to spending money that he wasn't supposed to spend, and when Stacey advised him to save his money. You know, it's a very deep beef from my understanding, and you know, I don't see them working together at all. I think Takam signed with Zuffa Boxing. I'm not sure. Is that a thing? Is the Dana White's company? That's still a thing? Ward was overrated and wasted 2+ years of his prime suing his promotion team. Yeah, I know. So that's why I'm saying. That's why I hate when people talk about his career, because like that's why like people particularly like his fanboys have a horrible view of his career because they don't look at it for what it was. They look at it for what they want to be. They want Andre Ward to be treated as well as Sugar Ray Leonard was. They view him as like this generation Sugar Ray Leonard or some bullshit like that, but he's not. Like you said, he wasted 2 years of his career suing his promoters, and you know, his career was what it was. You know, I was there at Kovalev Ward too, and it wasn't sold out, and there was about 11,000 people there, but only 6,000 of those tickets were bought, and I'm one of those people. But the female Albuquerque fighter you try to remember is Nico Montano. She's a good fighter. That's actually not who I was thinking of, because the girl I'm talking about is an amateur fighter. Her name is what's her name? Starts with an S. She's on Instagram. They call her the Pueblo Rican. She's from Mexico. She's hot as hell. I'd go out with her. What did you think of the Kovalev Ward 2 stoppage watching it live? I thought it was bullshit when I was there. I remember very well. I was sitting up in the nosebleeds, and I remember Ward threw this right hand. Now, I'm in the nosebleed, so the way you guys saw on TV isn't quite the way I saw it. When he hit Kovalev on the chin with that right hand, I just remember it didn't even look like he threw the punch that hard. Like, so it looked like a regular right hand, but then you see Kovalev start doing the chicken dance, and I'm like, oh no, he actually hit him with that punch. And then the whole crowd is going crazy because everybody there's from Oakland. I think I might have been the only person in my section go for Kovalev. And I just remember, even from up there, seeing my horrible eyesight, seeing that I thought he was going low. I thought he was going low, repeatedly, And then when I saw it on the scoreboard, on the screen, I was yelling. I'm like, man, this fake ass Andrew Golota. I remember I was yelling that out loud in the crowd, like, you fake ass Andrew Golota. So I thought it was bad back then. Ward had a chance to be undisputed twice and didn't go for it. No, he didn't. He did not. Ward couldn't sell his fight to save his life, and he's an Olympic gold medalist. Damn right, he couldn't. He couldn't even sell out in Oakland. Could Chavez Jr. fight Kovalev? He could fight him. Yeah, for sure. Probably get pieced up, though. Get pieced up and ironed out. But yeah, we're here. It's your boy BT. We're live here at Frost Park in Dania Beach. Somehow, our voyage around Dania Beach has led us to where it all began. Humble beginnings. Frost Park. See that? I used to play right. I used to play right on this baseball field right here. That's where I was at. Anyway, that's nothing. Enough of that. I agree though. Ward definitely lost the first fight to Kovalev. Scheme Grizzly says, "Why did you stop boxing?" Well, what do you mean when you ask me that question? Like, why did I try to stop competing in boxing, or why? Because if you're asking me, cause I'm still boxing now. I boxed last night. I was in the gym last night. I went to the gym last night, and I still train. I mean, I'm still in decent shape. As you can see, it's not an ounce of fat on me. So, it is what it is. He said, "Why did I stop boxing as far as competing?" Well, I'll tell you why. When in 2015, I started boxing in, the first time I boxed was, the first day I ever picked up a pair of boxing gloves and went into the gym was February 6th, 2015. That was my first day I ever boxed. And I remember I was very serious about it because at the time I was going through a lot of stuff. I more so than I am now. I was going through all kinds of crazy shit back then. I was 19 years old. I was going on 20. And I never really had that. I didn't really have any ambitions at first of wanting to compete. I kind of just did it to learn a new sport and enjoy it, and just, it was a release more than it was to try to compete. As time went on and I found out I was pretty good at it, according to my trainer says, you know, and almost anybody who's been around me and seen me in the gym, they say, BT, you got some skills, you know, you should try to compete. The reason I stopped doing it is because I just didn't want to dedicate myself, to be honest with you. I didn't want to dedicate myself because to box and do good at it, you have to dedicate your whole life to it, and I wasn't willing to do that. So, and not even just that. Like I was living on my own, so I had to pay bills, and I didn't have time to go to the gym. So, that's what it was. But I still train. Like I was last night. Last night I went to this one gym to go just kind of hang out and talk to people, and every now and then I'll just go and I'll fuck around. But you know, honestly, boxing for me, as far as participating in the sport, I don't think I ever compete in it. But as far as the sparring and the training, I love the sparring and I love the training. I like that aspect of it, you know, because it's good for me mentally. I'm a lot happier as a person when I'm boxing. So he says, "What's your style like?" My style. Let me see. How would I classify my style? I don't want to be like all these boxers. Like, you know, I've done so many interviews and I ask these fighters what their styles like, and they always say they're boxer punchers when they're not boxer punchers. So I'm not gonna sit here and say I'm a boxer puncher, because of that I am not. I'm a southpaw. I got good reflexes. I got very good power for my weight. I punch about, I would say because I weigh right now as I'm talking to you, I weigh about 130 solid. I punch probably 2 weight classes above my weight class. Because everybody's always said I punch about 2 to 3 weight classes higher than my actual weight. So I would say my style is kind of like, I'm someone who likes to fight mid-range and inside. I like to go to the body. I like to throw hooks. So think of like, let me see, who's a fighter that I can think of? I'm trying to think of a southpaw with good body punching. Who's a southpaw with good body punching? I can't think of one right now. It's escaping my memory. I don't want to say somebody who's too good either, because like, I would say like I'm kind of like a southpaw version of I fight kind of like a bit like a a hybrid between someone. It's just an Otto Walling. Fuck you, said Otto Walling. I would definitely say probably like a hybrid between Chavez Sr. and maybe Michael Nunn. Think of somewhere in the middle of that kind of a style. Michael Nunn and Chavez. I'm not saying as good as those guys, but yeah, like Zab Judah. Probably like Zab Judah. I would say Zab Judah is a good example because you fight like Junior Jones, he was a southpaw. Yeah, so yeah, I would say that. Good reflexes, very good speed, solid power. My jab needs a lot of work though. My jab needs work. My best punch is my right hook. Anywhere I throw it, whether it's to the head or to the body, it's my right hook. So yeah, any of those fighters, if you want him in the comments, like Junior Jones or Zab Judah or Joe McClellan, I would say like those guys. What's wrong with Farmer's eyes? I don't know, man. He's always been that way though. You just now realizing that? GGG move up to super middleweight. Does he need to? Why not? He should. Do something. My man KOD Testimony says, salute BT. What's up, champ? How you doing? How you living? How you feeling? See you. Right now my phone is on 27%, so I'm gonna talk to you guys until my phone dies. Farmer always getting booed. Yeah, and then he's like, well, the boxing fans, they can't fight for you, so it is what it is. The doctor dropped Farmer on his head as a newborn baby. Good, it's been a minute since you've been. Yeah, man, I haven't been live in a minute, you know. Yeah, I haven't been live in a minute. Just, because while I'm staying right now, I'm going through a bit of a stuff personally, but while I'm staying right now, the internet isn't very good, so I can't just go live. You know, I'm in a good area right now, so that's why I'm live right now. And I actually miss being live. I like interacting with you guys. T Street stream is done. GGG's a fraud. He won't move up. Why not? So what's up? Any other interesting questions, guys? I'm gonna stand up for a second because my ass is beginning to hurt. Jesus, this is a hard ass bench. Yo, Chew, you gonna be live for Kovalev Saturday? Hopefully, man. I can't say yes. I already know right now. Home right now. Yeah, I'm gonna go with the woman's answer. I'm gonna go with the maybe, perhaps. I don't know yet because I gotta go somewhere with some decent internet. But I'm gonna do my best to be live for that one. Who do you got? I'm gonna go with Kovalev. Kovalev all day. Hey, your man Makabu is fighting on the undercard. Yeah, Makabu. He is? Who's he fighting? I need to check that out. Yeah, we need a live reaction this Saturday. Hopefully, yeah. I'm gonna definitely do the live reaction because I think the last time I went live for a fight was the Adam Kaunaki fight, which was kind of whatever. Okay, undefeated. Okay, I'm gonna check that out. How's Pops? Pops is good. Pops is actually he's working a little part-time job right now. He's actually at work. He's at work right now. So I'm just out and about in Dania, patrolling the streets. You know, at the old ball field. Getting some work done with True School Sports. I mean, I got like I got some sponsorship stuff I'm doing, and then planning some videos and stuff like that. So just regular day in the life of BT. Try not to be lazy because sometimes you can get discouraged on this whole YouTube thing. You know, you get lazy sometimes. I've been lazy this whole month, so try not to be lazy. Try to be a productive. How do they say? A productive member of society. Finally, we get to see whether it's lions in the camp or kittens in the camp. Yeah, because there's always, you know, there's only so many times you can hear, you know, lions in the camp or dream it, believe it, become it before these guys actually got to fight somebody. So finally, they're fighting not just any somebody, they're fighting Sergey Crusher Kovalev, which is a very big somebody in light heavyweight division. I'll probably meet Anthony when I go to the UK because I'm planning on going to his gym in London. I gotta go, brother. Call me later when your phone is charged. Absolutely, Mike. I'll phone you later on. But yeah. What else? Oh, by the way, would you ever consider doing live UFC coverage? It's a great question, KOD. I mean, I'll be honest with you, champ. Hold on. I'll be honest with you, champ. I'm not really an MMA fan, and it's funny. It's funny you mention this because last night the boxing gym I went to, I mean, it's a boxing gym. It's mostly MMA fighters that go there. So like, what's funny is they're trying to get me to conform to cover MMA, and I don't like MMA. Like, it's not that I don't hate it, but it's just not my thing. So to answer your question, probably not, because I like boxing, and this is a boxing channel, and boxing is something very, very personal to me. And you'll probably learn a bit more about that whenever I put my book out, because I'm working on a book right now. I kind of chronicle why boxing is so personal to me, and I don't like MMA. You know, I didn't start this channel with the intention to cover all combat sports. I started this channel with the intention to be a good ambassador for the sport of boxing. UFC, I gotta get my camo jacket, Confederate flag, and chewing tobacco. Then MAGA, you damn right, MAGA. Let's go, champ. Well, is it the next election? Wouldn't it be CAGA? Because he made America great again in 2016, and then he has to keep America great in 2020. So, but yeah, to answer your question, no. Are you covering the Gallo Estrada fight? Well, that fight's a bit later on in the night, right? Correct? I'm pretty sure that fight is later on. So if it's later on, I'm gonna try to. Listen, I'm gonna tell you guys this. On Saturday morning, I'll make a post. I'll make a post and see if and I'll let you guys know about what I'm covering and what I'm not covering. Estrada's beast. Hopefully you cover it. I'm a big Gallo Estrada fan, and maybe tomorrow or later today we can go live and maybe break some of these fights down. I actually met to kind of go back to MMA though. I actually met a guy, a decent MMA guy last night. Have you ever heard of a guy named Hector Lombard, or I can't remember his name? I think his name is Hector Lombard, something like that. Apparently he's a world champion of some sorts. Roman versus El Gallo. They're not fighting tomorrow, but I don't know what's going on with Roman. But if he gets his shit together, he could be Gallo. Still Roman Gonzalez. I love MMA if it was stand-up fighting, arguably more entertaining than boxing. But when they start all the wrestling and the submissions, I just like that. Me too. Like I remember one time I watched what's his name, because I wanted to see who the number one pound for pound fighter in the UFC was. So I watched Demetrius Johnson one time because he was like the pound for pound number one fighter at one point in time. I don't know if he is now, but he was when I watched this one fight. And the whole fight he was just doing submissions. The whole fight. So I was like, man, to hell with this. I ain't watching this shit. Straight up. I don't like all that stuff. UFC is way bigger than boxing, especially in the USA. I know, but it's not my thing. I stay true to myself. Stay in my lane. I'll leave that for the. I mean, I've interviewed I interviewed an MMA fighter about a week ago, and I interviewed an MMA fighter last night. So I have no problem interviewing MMA fighters. I respect them. They're fellow combat sports athletes, and I can learn. But I'm not really I'm not gonna sit here and say, oh, I'm gonna start covering UFC news. No, that'd be very disingenuous. You have a better. I'll tell you this. You have a better chance of me covering soccer or basketball like I did in the past, like years and years ago. Basketball or soccer before I cover the UFC. No, and that's just the stone cold truth. You should consider it. You like recording videos, yeah. Like I'm a big fan of I watch a lot of soccer, or how you guys say in the UK, footy or football. I watch a lot of English football, like the English Premier League. I watch the English Premier League religiously. When I'm not covering boxing or checking boxing news, I'm constantly watching Premier League, and it doesn't matter what teams are playing. It could be the Norwich City versus Brighton, or like a game like that, and I'll still watch it. Like I really enjoy the English Premier League. So you'd probably see me more likely to start covering the English Premier League before I cover the UFC. And then he said, but you really cover soccer matches. Exactly. That's my point. That is my exact point, KOD. I don't cover soccer matches because this is not a soccer channel. This is a boxing channel. I don't cover, like, I remember one time I covered the Champions League final because it was a Champions League final, and it was the same day as the Joshua fight, and I thought it'd be cool. But you're not gonna see me covering soccer matches. Maybe down the road it's something we might consider. You know, I don't rule it out, but you know, I'm never gonna. I'll be honest with you. It's a 0.00001% chance that I ever cover the UFC. Not because I hate the UFC, it's just I'm not really a big fan of it. But if I was going to cover anything besides boxing, it'd be the English Premier League. Everton, in particular, Everton Football Club, my favorite team in the world. And that's like rule specific. Like, that's extremely specific, covering Everton all the time. Like, I wouldn't want to cover soccer as a whole unless I had if I did it with my friends. Like, I have friends who follow soccer. Like, they have their favorite teams. I have my favorite team. We all watch it. We all talk about it all the time. But I wouldn't do it my own. What is your opinion on women's boxing at the moment? My opinion on women's boxing at the moment is the same that it's been for a while. That the talent pool is very, very thin. And that there's only a handful of women's fighters worth promoting. Honestly, I'll be honest with you. I think they're doing a good job though. Like, right now, you got Heather Hardy gonna fight Amanda Serrano. That's gonna be a big fight for women's boxing. So I think that's good. I know Sinisa Estrada said on her Instagram, and big shout out to the very wonderful, beautiful Sinisa Estrada. She's supposed to fight someone big soon. I mean, so there are some talented women's fighters. I feel like it is growing, but I think they would do themselves a lot of good if they didn't make it about equality and women empowerment. It just has too much of a feminist agenda to it. If they removed the feminist agenda from it all and just said, look, we wanna be I don't want to say that because they do say that, but I'm saying if they actually went out of the way to kind of fight 3-minute rounds and go through what the same things men go through, then I'd be okay with it, because they don't really have the same talent pool, so you can't really judge them the same way you judge men because the talent pool is so different. Like, you could challenge for a world title after 6 fights. So there's only a handful of women's fighters that I like to watch. I like to watch Serrano. I like to watch Katie Taylor. I like to watch Delphine Persoon and Michaela Mayer. And yes, Michaela Mayer as well. She's a good fighter. I like Michaela Mayer. I think she can go far. Michaela Mayer is also an attractive woman, so she's marketable. So yeah, Michaela Mayer is good as well. But as the years have went on, and as I've I've interacted with a good amount of women's fighters personally, I've just grown a lot more disinterested in it. I don't hate women's boxing because my first trainers in boxing, believe it or not, when I first started boxing, my trainers were actually women. Their boxing gyms actually right off the street, Canino's boxing gym. I talked to this one clown who wanted ring technicians, and he wanted to get rid of ring girls and wanted rainbow ropes to keep it No, first of all, listen, I don't want to try to make this political. I don't want to politicize true school sports because I feel like boxing is for everybody, and we should love everybody. But I'm also not gonna bite my tongue. Like, all that LGBT agenda, it's too much, man. It's too much. Okay, it's like less than 2% of the population is LGBT. But then they talk about them like the 50% of the population, and then they shove the agenda down everybody's throats. Like, nobody's discriminating against the LGBT community. If anything, they're more accepted than most people in the damn country. Taylor versus Persoon put me off women's boxing. LOL. As great as the fight was, I'm still pissed that Persoon got robbed. Exactly. They had a chance to get it right and they got it wrong. I think women's boxing should be eradicated. Honestly, I mean, I hate to say that because I have friends who are women's boxers, but yeah, I kind of feel the same way. I feel the same way, honestly. And I hate saying that because I don't know. I don't want to sound sexist, but because sometimes I go on these rants about women because I have very strong opinions. So I'm trying not to sound as sexist as I normally do. But I mean, the thing is, most of these women don't want to do the work the men do to get to the top. You know. So I don't know. People shouldn't drive around with a broomstick scared to tell others they are witches and wizards during the Trump administration. You already have a training box. She's like, I just don't like it. Like, I'll tell you what my main issue with women's boxing, and this is my main issue just societally in general right now, is like in the world. Like, you have women's, like, not women's, but you have gender roles being blurred every single day, each and every single day. Like, you have like women talking about how they want equality, equal pay, but they don't want to do the same work and go through the same grind that men have to go through to get there. Then I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't want to get into it. Don't get me started. What's up, Michelle Joy Phelps? Behind the gloves, she be thirst trapping. Yeah, she is. But honestly, Michelle Joy Phelps is not attractive to me anymore. Like, she's really hit the wall, in my humble opinion. And I know too much about her, so I'm not gonna expose her here. But I know too much about Michelle Joy Phelps, so I'm gonna leave it at that. I mean, I don't know. Women will trade their most fertile years, like the ages of like 18 to like 27 or whatever it is. You know, they'll trade the most fertile years to build their careers, and then they want to have it all. They want to have the kid. They want to have their careers, but then when they're like 35 and they're not as fertile anymore, then they want to have kids, and then it's not as easy for them, and then they want men to pick them after. So it's just like, I feel like women are being told they can have it all when that's just not realistic, you know. But feminism has told them that, so it is what it is. I feel like now I'm speaking like one of those damn red pill MGTOW channels. True school red pills. Even if it's about nothing, the American people shouldn't be expected to be trustworthy with secrets. I'm not really sure what you're going on about, Nosy Rosie, but I guess. Where do they belong? Just so you guys know, my phone is on 9%. So if the thing just cuts off, it's because my phone is dying. So I don't think I'm just cutting out on you. Anthony Lindsay, what's up, champ? Shout out to Bay Area, the Yay area, town business. Shout out to Oakland. How you doing, champ? I don't know. She likes emojis. I don't know. She's emotional. Yeah, I mean, I don't know, man. I don't know. Women's boxing's tricky, man, because I feel like, just in general, like, just around the world, the gender roles are being blurred. That's why there's so many unhappy relationships and couples and marriages, because men don't want to be, well, men are in competition with women because women want to be in competition with men, and then women are told that they can be like men, you know? So it's like, it's a fucked up world we're living in these days. Hashtag men too. Is that a hashtag? Is that I don't know. Yeah, so maybe later on, I'll go live again. I want to try to go live again, because we haven't been doing our normal lives, because like I told you, just going through a lot of stuff right now. So we're gonna go live. We're gonna make it do what it do. No more excuses. I'll try to go live later on today. Probably preview some stuff. What happened to your late night streams? Yeah, I gotta get back on them. Well, I'll tell you what happened, man. I had this live app on my phone, and it was working really to get rid of it. So I'm actually just using the regular YouTube app, the one that normally trips out on me. Men want women to fight. I don't agree with that. No, they don't. Mia St. John and Ann Wolfe was the best in women's boxing. And don't forget Layla Ali. You know what I want? I'll tell you what I want, Nosy Rosie. Speaking as a 24-year-old, hot, red-blooded male with high testosterone. Okay, I want a woman who I want women to act like women, then be feminine. That's what I like. That's what I like. I don't want a woman who's like a man in any way. I want a woman who is a woman, and is very proud to be a woman. You know, I don't want a woman to be a woman. I don't want to be a woman to be a man, I should say, or act like a man. Then you got like these toxic talk shows like The View, talking about, oh yeah, well, you know, if a woman has a job and she has her career, then men won't like that more. No, I mean, yeah, if she can be resourceful to some degree, cool. But I mean, it's not the end all be all. We just want a woman who's feminine, who can cook and is comforting and, you know, attractive. You don't like Clarissa Shields' attitude? Nah, she's not attractive to me. I met her a couple times. She follows me on Instagram. I'm not attracted to Clarissa at all, but she's the homie though. You should find the women Kovalev beat up. That's fucked up. I don't want any women who can knock me out in an argument. So you don't want Chris Cyborg? You don't want to go out with Chris Cyborg? KOD, you wouldn't go out with Chris Cyborg? Oh, he said Clarence. Clarence Shield. That's fucked up. I mean, I'm not big into Clarissa Shields. I like Sinisa Estrada. Sinisa Estrada is exactly what I like. If you want to know exactly what I like the Sinisa Estradas of the world. Women like that. I need proof that Cyborg is actually a woman. That's funny. My phone's at 4% right now, so we're just gonna keep going. And then I have to go back to the library and charge my phone and then get back to work on TSS stuff. But it's been a good hour and a half to just talk to you guys. Clarissa Shields is Charles Martin with surgery. He's fucked up. Y'all are cruel. Y'all are some mean people. If I ever meet her, I'm gonna tell her that somebody said that. I'm gonna tell her that somebody. Whenever I see her, I'm gonna tell her that somebody said that about her. That she's Charles Martin with surgery. But yeah. So we'll definitely try to go live for the Kovalev fights this week. You know, hopefully there's no issues with that. Clarissa Shields looks like this is a whole big Clarissa Shields roasting session. The live started off with just me just saying what's up, and now it's one big Clarissa Shields just roasting fiasco. Y'all are some sick, wicked individuals. But with that being said, my phone's gonna die. I'll talk to you guys later. KOD says try to bring back the late night streams. Definitely, I'll definitely try to do that. It's very much needed because the YouTube world is lacking out here. So we'll try to get back to that tonight. But I'm gonna let you guys go. Make sure you keep supporting True School Sports, all that good stuff. More videos be coming back out, and just some working on some things on the low. So hopefully you guys will enjoy the channel as I continue to make progressions for you guys. But yeah, leave your comments down below. Take the time to subscribe. Like I say in every single one of these videos, you can love me or you can hate me, but I'm just a kid from Dania. So until next time, take care, guys.